Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead World Beyond, and we're going to be looking at episode 2 and breaking it down, the trailer that we got for the episode. Really exciting. If you haven't seen my review of episode 1, feel free to check it out on the channel. It contains spoilers for the episode, so if you haven't seen it, be sure to check out the episode before you watch the review. But overall, I did like that episode. And today's video, we're going to be looking at the trailer for episode 2 and breaking it down. Also, before I do begin though, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe because we have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. Fear the Walking Dead is going to be airing this week also, which I'm very excited for. So we have videos for that as well. So be sure to subscribe if you're a fan. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so I feel like it's been a while since I've done like this type of video, breaking down a new trailer for like the next week's episode. It's been so long, but yeah, here we go. Starting off with what we usually do is talk over the title and the synopsis. So The Walking Dead World Beyond episode 2, the title is The Blaze of Glory, and synopsis says, the group adjusts to the reality of life behind their community's walls. Iris attempts to take charge in spite of Hope's reservations. Felix and Huck trail the teenagers while Felix is forced to confront unwanted memories. Alright, so really interesting synopsis. It's gonna make more sense as we watch the trailer, but yeah, really interesting, especially the part where it says Felix is forced to confront unwanted memories. So that's really exciting because I'm interested to learn more about Felix. I do like, I like all the main characters, like the main characters who left, like we saw what happened at the end of episode 1, like Elizabeth and the CRM, they killed like everybody in that community. So the 6 people who left, the 4 teenagers and the 2 Felix and Huck, they're pretty much like the main characters who we're going to be following throughout this series. So it is going to be interesting to learn more about them, and that's what it looks like we're going to be doing with Felix. But let's get into this trailer, starting off with this. So we have a bunch of like smoke around them, like fog. I don't know if this is like related to their community or like in their area, or is it like a different community, or what's happening? Because I would assume it's a different community because I'm sure they're, I wouldn't say like far away from their community, but sort of, probably a good distance. But anyways, we can see that there's walkers here. It's pretty hard to see. We have the group here on the road. It's always exciting to see new characters on the road, especially on The Walking Dead, because I know for me at least, I do like it when we have characters in The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead on the road, because there's something about it that makes it feel like just like classic Walking Dead stuff. There's nothing wrong with being behind walls and stuff like that, but there's something about like the actual surviving of it, which is interesting, and that's what it looks like we're going to be getting in this series, especially since these kids have never really been outside of these walls, and they're pretty much experiencing the zombie apocalypse for the first time. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. So yeah, they're in this grass field. Iris looks through her binoculars, and there's something that's on fire. Again, I don't know if this is their community or something totally different, but you can see the smoke in the air. Hope then asks, what is it? Looking at the smoke, and then Elton says, blaze of glory. So this is interesting because he says blaze of glory, and in the trailer you can see the map here, they write blaze of glory, but in the episode title it's called Blaze of Gory. So I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, or because it does look, if you look at it, I feel like they did write Blaze of Gory and then they just added the L. So I guess it is, I guess that's the way they're supposed to do it anyways, but I just found that interesting. So I guess they're just trying to map out everything, so I guess they're calling that location Blaze of Glory. And remember, Elton was the guy who he said he used to go out, like I think he's like the one character who has been behind the wall or outside the walls, because he mentioned something like that in episode 1, that he goes out there and looks for stuff. So it makes sense for him to be the one to sort of know the map and know where they're going. Silas then asks, can we get through it? And Iris says, let's keep moving. And then we cut to Felix and Huck. You can see that Felix is holding something. It's like a container with a CRM symbol on it, and he says that Hope stole this from my apartment. So I'm not sure exactly what that is. It looks like I don't know. It might be something related to the radio or something, but it looks like it's a container. It might be something, and he has something else on his hand over there, but I can't really tell what that is. But yeah, it's really cool how all their stuff, I wanted to talk about that. All their stuff has the CRM symbol on it. So I don't know. I just found that really interesting because it's almost like a brand at this point. Anyways, Huck then says that they're going to have to do a better job covering up their tracks. So I guess Hope stole whatever that was and then dropped it or something, or left it behind. So yeah, it looks like, so these two are interesting to me because they're trying to, I don't think they know about Elizabeth and how, they're not good people. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to find out, if they're going to go back and see what happened, and then they're going to go and help the kids, or like, it's going to be like, I just want to see how they're going to figure this out. Because what Elizabeth did was pretty insane. And I'm pretty sure if those two didn't go after the kids, they also would have been killed by Elizabeth. So, I'm sure that the CRM are probably going to come after them at this point. But also, I'm pretty sure that Elizabeth knew these two were going after those kids, right? So, I don't know. Like, I don't think they would be working for Elizabeth. Well, technically, they are. I mean, technically, yeah, they are working for her. But I just don't think they knew about her intention. So, once they figure that out, I think that's when they're going to start helping those kids. Because right now, it looks like they're just trying to get them back to the community. And obviously, there is no community to go back to. But anyways, moving on. Hope then says that we've had 2 close encounters with the MTs, and we barely made it past them. So they're calling them the MTs, which is interesting. There's so many names on The Walking Dead for zombies. Because remember, the word zombie does not exist in this universe. Like, they don't have, zombies and zombie movies and that whole pop culture thing. Like, for them, they don't even know what these things are, which I always found really interesting and a really, good take on the zombie apocalypse. Like, creating something that, no one knows what it is. So, obviously, they call them walkers on the main show. I remember they called them, geeks at one point, I think, in season 2 was it? I remember someone was saying that at the farm. They've called them obviously the dead and the infected, and now they're calling them empty. So there's a whole bunch of names. So I just kind of found that interesting. But anyways, we have a shot of them in the dark now, like nighttime, and they're fighting walkers and stuff like that. We have Felix and Huck talking also. And Huck tells Felix that you've been going off for 48 hours, and Felix says I'm fine. So if I'm wondering if Felix is trying to look for Hope for the last 48 hours or something like that, because that's pretty insane. And I think that's what might happen, because remember that Hope and Iris's dad, they put Felix in charge. They were talking about that in episode 1. So Felix has a connection to their father, and I'm sure a connection to them. And I also remember Felix was talking about how that their dad was good to him, and he wouldn't be who he is if it wasn't for their father. So their father obviously was a close friend to Felix. So with that being said, that's why I kind of think that maybe Felix is really worried, because he doesn't want anything happen to them, because again, their dad put him in charge once he left. And then through that, I think is when we're going to learn more about Felix's past. Now, in the synopsis, going back to that, it says unwanted memories. So I don't know if we're going to get flashbacks, and it's going to be maybe some bad stuff that happened to him as well. But I think that's the point I'm trying to make, is I think that's why he's really focused, and it's focusing on him, because Hope and Iris mean a lot to him. And then after that, we cut back to the scene where it's a bunch of smoke everywhere and fog, and they can't see anything. We even have a character say, I can't really tell who's talking, because we can't really see the characters, but someone says, I can't see, and then someone says this way. So you can see they're just trying to navigate their way through this area, because they can't see anything. You can see Silas here fighting a walker. And then so I think that's back at that location. I think it's around some school, because I remember, if I remember correctly, that is, I do remember them releasing a trailer a couple months back, and there was something and I remember there was a bunch of school buses, and it was that location where it was super foggy. So I think that's where they are. I think that might be the blaze of glory you're talking about. But yeah, that's where the trailer ends. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that in the comments down below. I'm pretty excited for this episode. I think The World Beyond had a really good start, and I'm excited to learn more about these characters and their journey. And by the looks of it, we're going to be learning a lot about Felix in this episode, so I am pretty excited. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it off there. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below about the trailer. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, be sure to stay tuned for more Walking Dead videos coming out soon by hitting that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.